Fantastic. Mr. Schultz, personally, I am a huge fan of yours. I mean, you always seem to give a great show, and I really love watching you. The first question I'd like to ask you, which a lot of people will, how did it feel to beat an undefeated, to become the first light featherweight champion in your professional career and with the IFC? How did that feel? I mean, was it something you had shot for some time?
Yeah, it felt great. It's good to get that title and to revenge a loss. So I'm pretty happy right now, and everything kind of went my way. So feel pretty good.
Was you surprised that it was a TKO in the first round? Because I mean, Chris, he's a pretty tough guy, and to be able to get a TKO in the first round, was it in any way surprise you? Did it shock you? What was your reaction that it was a first round TKO instead of going all three, which probably most experts expected it to go?
No, I wasn't surprised. I mean, the positioning I caught him in, I pretty much finish anybody if I catch you there. And I hit pretty hard. So, no, I wasn't terribly surprised that it ended that fast. I worked on my game plan for this fight really hard, and I felt that his ground game was his weakest area. So if I put him there, there's a good chance that I'm going to end this fight pretty quick.
Well, I had to agree because, I mean, Chris, he doesn't like to get on the ground. He likes to keep you up, and basically from what I see, he likes to go like toe-to-toe instead of getting him on the ground. He's not at his best when he's on the ground, to where you seem to dominate better when you get him down.
Yeah, I've been wrestling my whole life, so, I mean, definitely the ground game I have a lot more experience with. Formal experience anyway than the striking, and I think his forte is his striking, his kickboxing ability, which I feel he has good ground game too. I'm sure it's not non-existent, it's there, but as far as his game goes right now, I would say his stand-up's a lot stronger than his ground for sure. So I mean, that's the reason why I put him there, to test that out, see, because that's my strength. So for me to win the fight, that's where we wanted to put him.
Okay, Mr. Schultz, we have a visitor guest in our room, MU7 Sheesh, that would like you to ask a question.
Fedor Emelianenko from the Pride Fighting division. Do you think that he could win the heavyweight belt in the UFC? I think he's the best fighter in the world currently. And my favorite Pride Fighting fighter is Randy Couture.
Yeah, I mean, Fedor's definitely a force. He's probably one of the the best fighters in the world for sure, pound for pound included. And, definitely I would like to see that fight, that matchup between him and Randy. I think a lot of fans would like to see that. I wouldn't have a prediction on how it would go. It's going to be a tough fight both ways. Randy's just an incredible competitor and an incredible athlete. And, and I think that would just be a great fight and a lot of fireworks, so I would love to see that one.
Yeah, I think Fedor. I love Randy, especially when he went down a weight class and won the heavyweight belt and then the light heavyweight belt. But I think Fedor could take him. Who do you think would win on that fight?
I don't really have a response to that as far as like who I really believe would win that fight. I think, that's one of them fights I feel could go either way, just depending on who shows up that day and performs at their best level. I could see it going either way, to be honest with you.
How many bones have you broken?
How many bones have I broken? I've only broke my hand for the most part. My bones are pretty durable. I haven't had too many bad injuries. If that was the exact question you asked me.
All right, well, our next person that'd like to ask you a question is Hillbilly in Canada.
Yes, yes. Is this fight going to be aired on cam? And at what time?
This fight was actually aired live on HDNet. But if you haven't seen it, you can go to the IFL.TV website and you'll see it, or it's on YouTube and you can see my whole fight. That's the difference. It's not the IFC that I'm the champ of; it's the IFL. So.
On the fight following your interview, believe it or not.
Is there a link that I can get? Put in my PM, please, so I can go see it.
Well, here, Bill, if you want to stick around after the interview, we'll actually be showing it right here in the room. Mr. Schultz, do you have any plans on defending your title anytime soon? And if so, who would be the most obvious person? Would you give Chris another shot at trying to get the title?
Yeah, for sure. I'd give him a shot at trying to take the title. Whoever the IFL determines is next in line, to fight me. There's a lot of tough guys in the IFL, and I'm willing to fight any of them. And I'm not quite sure the date that I am going to defend, but I am going to defend soon. It could be as soon as February 29th, is what I've heard, but I don't know that for a fact yet. I think they're still working the details out.
And you know who the possible opponent will be and what his record is compared to yours?
I think a couple possible guys is John Gunnarsson. I think he'd be in line for it right now. Maybe Bart, and they both have really good records. They got a lot of wins, a lot of fights. So I definitely think those two are to mention. And then there's another guy, and I can't pronounce his name very well. Teravicius is his last name, and he's a very tough guy, and he's in the IFL, and he would definitely be a guy that would be in line for it as well.
So then I would assume, since you've got a defense title coming up, that you're more than likely maybe already in training. And when you actually hold the title, do you train differently, like harder, more aggressively than if you're going for the title over just defending, or do you train equally, depending on no matter what the fight is? Because I know some champions say when they're going after a title, they train differently than when they do when they had the title. No. I'll be training the same. We train hard all the time in Team Quest, and basically just keep sharpening my tools. I won't change it so much, other than just I don't know, maybe a little more intense. I'm not really for sure, but I mean, I think my training's been very intense my whole career, and I don't really take too much time off. And this is the first time I've taken a whole week off in a long time. I haven't been training yet this week, the holidays and stuff, but I'll be back in the gym on Monday for sure. So, I'm right back at the drawing board, and I'm just trying to improve my game and get myself into tip-top shape and be ready to go at any time. Yeah, it's kind of hard to take a full week off. And Princess One would like to ask you another question. So, Princess?
It's priceless. One for you to envy. Get it?